Welcome back to Bitcoin Advizers Channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. Wishing you a happy, healthy little start to your day. And today, what we're going to talk about, I should call it Falling Wedge Day, right? Or Falling Pizza, right? And really, what we're going to talk about is the week to come, how to prepare for Bitcoin's price action, because there's some major setups coming to fruition. And there is a classic setup on the Bitcoin CME futures chart. I'm going to get into that in a second here, but let's jump right into it. First thing is first here, fear and greed index coming in at a 16. And once again, in the extremely fearful zone, and that's to be expected as Bitcoin's price is coming down. We just ran down from 69,000 the ultimate high to call it 42,000 the ultimate low, and that's shaving off quite a bit. But what does this 16 read give us? It does offer up in the background the underlying market dynamic perspective that that we are closer to be putting in a bottom than not. And until that happens, there is still really no threat of a major upside move. Right? And so, again, when fearful zone comes in the 16 to 10, 20 read for a few weeks, bottom gets put in, and Bitcoin picks itself back up. So just keep that in the background of your mind. What else did I wanted to go over? And, again, until Bitcoin gets a daily closure back above 54,000, there is no real threat of a major high. We've got global leverages very high, global open interest about 10 billion. So we're sitting par there from yesterday. But here's what I would say is keep an eye out on Sunday, right? The CME futures open, and any kind of open above 50,000, we probably get a quick move back up to 54,000, right? And that's our daily pivot. Any kind of a daily closure above 54,000. The measure move on this wedge is back up to 64,700, and that would be very nice. Now, however, what's the downside threat, right? The downside threat, break of that wedge is going to be pretty nasty, and that would fill the gap down here at 34,000, right? So a lot of things are going to happen here really quick on Monday. And what I would say is if the stock market, right, resolves this falling pizza, this falling wedge to the upside, right, which it looks like it already broke, right? And that would give us, new all-time highs on the stock market, which is pretty much in line with the trend on the stock market. As you can see, the NASDAQ, I've been telling people this forever, right? The stock market never goes up, never goes down. The government's never going to let collateralized assets like real estate or stocks ever really go down, right? What happens every time they crash? They're just going to print more money. They're going to print more money, and what's the solution? We're going to print more money. So that's why Bitcoin is a very nice solution to what's going on in the world of finance. Anyways. What else am I looking at on the CMEs that's notable here and kind of a great indicator that we might be getting the bounce that we're looking for? Really, I'd like the swipe of the lows. Personally, I'd like to pick a bit more up at a little lower of a target. But what did I want to bring up here? On the daily Stokes here, right? So you can go back and back test this. Basically, anytime Stokes on the CMEs have gotten down to 11% read, it's produced some phenomenal results. The last one here is not here, but that was the last falling wedge, and that was the last falling wedge, and that was the last time, yeah, we got the 11 read, right? So, oh, did we even get an 11? Yeah, close enough is close enough, and what happened? That last bounce produced a bounce of 75%. Okay, let's go back to the next 11% read. I believe it was all the way back here. That, close enough is close enough, right? 11, 12% right there. And this was on the smaller scale of things, right? This bounce from here, it looks really tiny on the screen. How can I make it bigger? Log scale? No. Auto? Now log? Yeah, so the bounce, that's a pretty good bounce, even though it looks tiny. 150%. We don't have time today to go back and look at all the bounces, but it has produced some, fantastic bounces, and it's not always guaranteed to work out. Nothing is. Statistical analysis is exactly that. It's not an exact science. It's more of an art form, and it's based on statistical probabilities, setups that have worked out over time. And that's why I like to follow Bitcoin CME futures. It seems to be, these patterns, right? These things, these, little tricks of the trade, like the fact that gaps like to get filled. As we said yesterday and coming into this past week, and I think we did a pretty good job last week, right? Calling what was, very, very likely to happen. What did we say? Is that Bitcoin was going to bounce, and from the last breakdown region, right? We're very, very likely to get a bounce back up to the 618 fib, which that is right here, right? So that is going to be your bull trap area right here. That's going to be a major pivot on the market. That $54,000 region is the 618 fib. And we haven't got the bounce on CME yet. We haven't got the retracement back to the spot price yet. So this is going to be a really, really interesting week to come. I'm really excited to just bring you more and more updates. I hope you enjoy some of the content. And as prices will change, and as whatever happens to the stock market, right, this falling pizza, we're going to get an update Sunday. Futures for NASDAQ, S&P, it all opens up on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So coming into Monday morning, I'll be bringing you some content, letting you know kind of my thoughts on the market. Wishing you all a blessed, a happy, healthy Saturday afternoon. Take care. Talk to you later.